I gave up everything for my family until they all betrayed me. I used to think that love and loyalty always came back around. That if you gave your whole heart, people would eventually see it, appreciate it, and give the same in return. But I learned the hard way. Some people only love you as long as you're useful. My name is Emily. I'm 35 now, but this story begins more than 15 years ago, when I was just 19, full of dreams and blind faith in people. I grew up in a small town, in a modest house with my parents and my younger sister, Lily. From a young age, I learned to be the responsible one. My parents always said, "You're the strong one, Emily. Lily's more sensitive. You have to look after her." And I did. Always. When Lily wanted new clothes, I gave her mine. When she got into trouble at school, I defended her. When she cried over boys, I held her all night. I became her second mother, while our parents spoiled her like she was made of glass. After high school, I got a scholarship to study nursing. But my mom got sick that same year. So I gave it up. I stayed home, took care of her, and worked part-time at a local bakery to help pay for her medication. Everyone said, "You're such a good daughter." But I didn't feel good. I felt tired. Years passed, and eventually I met someone, Daniel. He was charming, kind, and said all the right things. He told me he admired how selfless I was. That he wanted to take care of me for once. I fell for him fast. We got married when I was 27. We didn't have much, but we were happy, or at least I thought we were. Then Lily came back into the picture. She had moved to the city, living this glamorous life. New clothes, new boyfriends, new photos on Instagram every week. But when she called me crying, saying she'd lost her job and couldn't pay rent, I told Daniel, and he said, of course she can stay with us for a while. A while turned into a year. And during that year, I slowly started to notice things. The way Daniel looked at her. The way she laughed at his jokes. The way their conversations got quieter when I walked into the room. But I pushed the thoughts away. I didn't want to believe it. Meanwhile, my parents' health declined. I spent weekends at their house, cleaning, cooking, taking care of them while Lily couldn't make it. When my mom passed, it broke me. She was the reason I'd stayed in that small town. After the funeral, my dad hugged me and said, "You've always been our rock, Emily. Don't ever change." A few months later, he passed too. Heart failure. And that's when everything really fell apart. The will reading was supposed to be simple. We were their only children. I expected we'd share everything equally. But the lawyer said otherwise. My father had left everything. The house, the savings, even my mother's jewelry, to Lily. I froze. It said, "I miss you already. Last night was amazing." My hands shook so badly, I nearly dropped the phone. When he came out, I just stood there, holding it out to him. He went pale. Then, instead of apologizing, he said, "You were never there for me, Emily. You were always too busy taking care of everyone else." I remember laughing through tears. "I gave you my whole life," I said. "And you gave me this." He packed his things and left that night. Moved in with her, my sister. The next few months were the darkest of my life. I lost my family, my husband, my home. I even lost my faith in people. I lived in a small rented apartment, worked double shifts just to keep my mind busy, and cried myself to sleep almost every night. But slowly, things started to change. One morning, I looked in the mirror and didn't see a victim anymore. I saw someone who had survived. Someone who had been used, betrayed, but was still standing. I started going to therapy, took evening classes, and eventually became a nurse, the dream I gave up years ago. And one day, while I was working, an older patient looked at me and said, "You have a light in you, dear. Don't ever let anyone steal it again." That's when I realized I had spent my whole life giving love to people who didn't deserve it. But now it was time to give that love to myself. A year later, I heard that Lily and Daniel had broken up. Apparently, she'd cheated on him. The irony wasn't lost on me. I didn't feel anger anymore. Just peace. Because the best revenge isn't watching them suffer. It's watching yourself heal, grow, and rise above what they did to you. And that's exactly what I did. So if you're listening to this and you've been betrayed by the people you loved the most, remember this. Sometimes you have to lose everything to find yourself. And trust me, the person you become after the pain is unstoppable.